Live from Sydney, this is 7 News with Angela Cox and Mark Ferguson.
Good evening. Australia is mourning the loss of a medical giant, Professor Richard Scolyer, whose work gave countless cancer patients a second chance at life, has died from the same disease.
In an open letter released today, he's asked to be remembered as a proud everyday Aussie who gave it a crack. His legacy is astonishing, changing the medical world and leaving future generations with real hope.
He will forever stand tall with the greats of Australian science. Professor Richard Scolyer, pathologist, researcher, pioneer, saving countless lives, but ultimately not his own.
Australia has lost one of our brightest lights and our biggest hearts. But wow, this guy, what an inspiration.
A life lived to the full. I don't think he wasted a minute while he was on Earth, advancing medicine, contributing to his community.
He's a great Australian who has changed the lives of so many into the future, many who will never know the impact that his work has had on their lives.
For wife Katie, children Emily, Matthew and Lucy, heartbreak from his brother-in-law today.
Richard was talented, passionate, selfless. His family meant everything to him, and his passing has left a big hole in our lives.
Born December 1966, Launceston, he passed just shy of his 60th, sharing the final years of his cancer journey with Australians. This final letter to us all. Cancer does not define us, he wrote. It may be the current road we are travelling, but it is not our entire journey. His journey was made of medical milestones. More than 1,000 papers published. He revolutionised melanoma treatment.
Has certainly contributed to longer-term outcomes for patients.
He showed that immunotherapy, which uses the body's own immune system to fight cancer, works better when applied before surgery to remove a tumour. It offered hope to millions of patients worldwide.
These immunotherapy drugs have come so far, and ultimately they've saved my life.
The work, alongside colleague Professor Georgina Long, earned both the nation's highest honour, Australians of the Year 2024. But in the cruelest twist of fate, the cancer specialist was then diagnosed with the worst kind, a stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer, aggressive, spreading, fatal.
I don't want to die. I love my life, my family. I have so much more to do.
The professor, now a patient, volunteering his own body in the search for a cure, a world-first experiment that pushed his life expectancy beyond 18 months. The data is now under clinical review in the United States. It could transform future treatments.
Going to make a difference for future brain cancer patients. And what a legacy to be able to leave, even if it doesn't cure me.
In March last year, they found the cancer hadn't given up. But nor did Scolyer, continuing research, fundraising, completing the Tour de Cure, riding 500 kilometres across his home state, Tasmania, just 3 months ago.
But I'm still here and being able to do things. It's coming up to 3 years, and 50% survival's about 1 year. So, I'm very pleased and happy that I can still be doing stuff, try and make a difference as long as I can.
He campaigned in Canberra.
Try and make a difference for the next generation.
And broke goals. 250 park runs.
To be honest, I never thought that I'd get there.
His legacy will live on.
A newly established Richard Scolyer Chair in Brain Cancer Research will fund scientists, scholarships and clinical trials, searching for new treatments to give patients more hope and more time.
There will be breakthroughs in brain cancer, just as he created as a scientist in melanoma.
He wrote in his final goodbye, "We all have a responsibility to leave the world a better place." And he certainly has.
Let's go live now to health editor Jennifer Beshwadi at Royal Prince Alfred Hospital, where Professor Scolyer worked for decades. Jen, there'll be a chance for many Australians to pay their respects.
Yes, that's right. Professor Richard Scolia will be honoured with a state funeral, his family accepting the Prime Minister's offer today. Details, including time and location, are still being worked through, but it's a fitting tribute for a man whose work has saved and will continue to save many lives. Now, the family tonight say the best way to honour his memory is to support or consider donating to brain cancer research, continuing the fight he never gave up on.
Jennifer Beshwati, thank you. One of Australia's most wanted men has been arrested in Greece after evading police for 3 decades. James Delamangas allegedly used a fake identity to avoid capture, but his lies unravelled during a routine police check.
Marched out of a rural property by Greek police, James Delamangas seen for the first time in 27 years. The fugitive wanted over the murder of George Giannopoulos in 1999. The father of 2 stabbed to death at a Belmore nightclub trying to break up a fight.
The consequences of his good nature was that his life was taken.
James Delamangas allegedly fled to Greece days after the stabbing. Attempts to extradite him to Australia in 2003 failed. Greek authorities took over the investigation, which was abandoned in 2007. In 2024, police here offered a $200,000 reward. George's sister pleading for information.
Please help my family and I to have some sort of closure.
But there's been no sign of the 56-year-old until now. It's believed his cover was blown during a routine police check. His life as a farmer with a fake name over. Officers allegedly finding a crossbow, knives and more than a dozen phones in his possession. His father and partner also arrested, accused of harbouring a criminal.
I know that New South Wales Police and the AFP will be working to extradite that person to our country as soon as possible.
We'll be taking advice from our relevant directors of public prosecutions on that. The job's not done yet.
The Giannopoulos family today thanking police, saying, while today's arrest cannot undo the pain our family has endured, it provides hope that justice may finally be within reach. Delamangas wanted his own justice after the death of his brother during a brawl in 1998.
I want the truth, I want justice.
Now the family of his alleged victim has to wait and see if it's finally delivered. Delamangas has been charged with falsifying records and having a prohibited weapon. And although Australian police are hoping to extradite him back to the country to face a murder charge, it's not guaranteed. There is a treaty between the countries that could grant that, but the statute of limitations for a murder charge in Greece ended 2 years ago, and the 61-year-old is a Greek national. No doubt authorities will be working very hard behind the scenes to make sure he faces the full force of the law.
Sam Payne at Mascot, thank you. A man has been seriously injured after intruders smashed their way into a home in Sydney's West armed with machetes. The crime eerily similar to another home invasion over the weekend, but police don't believe they're linked.
Hiding behind masks, 4 men approach a house on Fairmount Street, Marylands, machetes and a firearm in hand. They break in, partially severing a 21-year-old man's thumb, escaping on foot to a waiting getaway car, one of them bragging.
Police are not aware of what has been stolen or anything being stolen at this time.
The crime carried out in front of the victim's terrified family members, including an 8-week-old baby.
It would have been very scary, very horrific for them.
It's almost identical to an attack in Greenacre on Saturday, when 4 masked offenders broke into a home stealing cash from a safe before slicing off the hand of an innocent 23-year-old man. But police don't think they're connected.
The victim is known to police, who believe he's been targeted for a reason, but they're still investigating why and haven't ruled out potential links to organised crime.
There's always trouble on Fairmount there, police raids and stuff like that, shootings and stuff like that.
One of the shootings at the home of notorious crime boss Rafat Alameddine 7 weeks ago. But
because we haven't been able to speak to the victim, we haven't been able to establish any connection at this stage.
Rex Quayle, 7 News.
Support for One Nation has surged past Labor and the Coalition for the first time in one of our biggest political polls. Voters are turning on the major parties, and Anthony Albanese is calling for calm.
The Prime Minister all but pleading,
turn the temperature down.
And branding as sexist and misogynist this Melbourne billboard campaign against Premier Jacinta Allan. The slogan revived 15 years after Prime Minister Gillard's enemies used it. Anthony Albanese suggesting the language is dangerous.
What I don't want to do is to have a press conference in this courtyard after a tragedy.
His response versus Pauline Hanson's.
Suck it up, sweetheart.
The Firebrand's message for Premier Allan.
I've been tagged that long before you. So anyway, it's just toughen up.
Might once have been waved off as fringe, but Newspoll confirms the 72-year-old is now anything but. One Nation's primary vote, ahead of Labor and well on the way to doubling the coalitions.
We see those polls and we get the message.
But the former Nationals leader argues Australians have had it with the old parties.
They're so underwhelmed by what you do. They're underwhelmed by the fact that you lied to them before the budget.
And the Prime Minister acknowledged today many Australians feel the system simply does not work for them. He also tried to cast last month's unpopular budget as an effort to meet that frustration.
We want to make sure that we put in place mechanisms that do make a difference. Not political easy decisions, but the right decisions.
And National Security Editor Tim Lester joins us now from Parliament House. Tim, the government believes it might be close to a critical first export deal for some defence technology.
Mark, this is the Ghostbat drone designed in Australia and thought of as a potential pilotless escort for fighter jets, among other things. Ghostbat's maker Boeing has just released these pictures of its first 3 test flights abroad in California late last month. Now, tonight our time, Ministers Richard Marles and Penny Wong are meeting their German counterparts in Berlin for high-level talks. Defence industry cooperation is a key topic, and there is growing optimism Germany could be Ghostbat's first foreign buyer to commit to an export deal and therefore help with mass production of the drone.
Tim Lester with the latest from Canberra. Missiles are flying again in the Middle East, with Iran and Israel trading strikes in the first serious escalation since the so-called ceasefire began. Donald Trump's continued claims of a peace deal are fading fast. The US president storming out of an interview, unable or unwilling to answer tough questions.
Sirens sound over northern Israel as Iranian missiles soar toward the city of Haifa. Israel's air defences intercepting the attack, the first since the ceasefire began in early April. On the streets of Iran, celebrations as the missiles launched. Tehran retaliating for this. Israel striking the southern suburbs of Lebanon's capital, Beirut, claiming it was targeting Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed militia.
We have prepared for this. The IDF is strongly prepared on the defence and on the offence.
Trump reportedly calling Netanyahu after the Iranian attack. I'm going to call Bibi right now and tell him not to retaliate. Each of them had their fun. Israel had its strike and Iran had its strike. We don't need another one. The message? Not received. Israel launching an early morning attack on military sites in Iran. The exchange of fire threatens to escalate and could lead to all-out fighting between Israel and Iran.
Donald Trump has been growing increasingly frustrated with Israel's Prime Minister and his continued attacks on Lebanon, because fighting there threatens to unravel his own peace negotiations with Iran. Tehran insisting any deal must include Lebanon.
Trump is facing pressure at home to end this increasingly unpopular war. In a one-on-one interview, the president unhappy at being pressed on his agenda and questioned over his repeatedly debunked claim the 2020 election was rigged.
Your one-sided crooked network. So let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Trump abruptly ending the interview.
Travelled all the way to Wisconsin.
More unanswered questions as tensions in the Middle East flare. In Washington, Miley Hogan, 7 News.
A powerful earthquake in the Philippines has triggered tsunami warnings that reached Australia. The 7.8 magnitude tremor struck offshore and was felt right across the country's south. Right now, the death toll stands at 15, but it is expected to rise with the destruction widespread.
School children violently shaken before buildings crash down all around. A popular 24-hour fast food restaurant reduced to rubble in seconds. Homes and offices hit. The magnitude 7.8 quake striking at 7:37 a.m. Mindanao Island in the southern Philippines. The epicentre, 13 k's south of General Santos City. Hundreds are injured, the death toll expected to rise. A stroke of luck, Filipino schools were doing flag-raising ceremonies at that time of morning.
So the children are outside. It's more an open space.
Felt in Indonesia too, damage in North Sulawesi. Evacuations ordered across the region, tsunami warnings for the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia and as far as Japan. Australia, a tsunami watch for our north. Issued but soon cancelled. A 1 metre wave in the Philippines, but no major damage. The ocean threat now past as recovery and rescues continue, hampered already by hundreds of aftershocks. James Carmody, 7 News.
We have an update on a story we brought you yesterday about a dog attack in a park at Claremont Meadows. 4-year-old Hyacinth Dyer needed reconstructive surgery after being bitten on the face, allegedly, by an American pit bull. Despite police saying they were still working to identify the owner of the dog, it's now been revealed a couple attended Penrith Police Station on Sunday. Investigations are continuing.
The Blues are heading back into Origin camp tonight ahead of Game 2, but the final squad is yet to be confirmed. Let's go to Jaleesa Apps now at Sydney Olympic Park. Jaleesa, the big question, will Mitch Moses be back?
Yeah, good evening, guys. We have a pretty good idea of what the squad looks like. Laurie Daly isn't officially yet set to announce it until 7 p.m. on the Blues YouTube channel, but we saw all the players come in this afternoon, so we can take a very educated guess with just a few players still yet to come in. Mitch Moses was the one that we had a big question mark over, but he was the first to arrive before he went over to watch his Eels unfortunately lose to the Bulldogs. Now, a couple other additions. Avi Coruscant is in for Blake Brayley. No one's actually been dropped. It's just that force change with Blake Brayley injured. Payne Haas also comes in after he was out with injury, and Dylan Lucas has been added in an extended 21-man squad is what we are predicting. Now, Casey McLean was also one that we were wondering. He suffered a bit of an injury playing for the Panthers yesterday, but he says that he is good to go.
No, not really. I kind of knew straight away that it was going to be pretty fine. Obviously a bit scary at first when, scans pop up and all good.
Yeah, obviously it meant the world to win the series, but like I said before, I'll just be present now and enjoy the week with the boys and just enjoy being a great company. So
with Reece Walsh being recalled to Queensland, yep. Any team with Reece is dangerous.
Yeah, I don't really care, to be honest.
Thanks, mate.
Payne Haas didn't really care about Reece Walsh being in the Maroons squad. Of course, that was the big news up there. Now, as for the Blues, they will head to the Central Coast tomorrow. That was where they based their first camp before they'll head to Melbourne on Saturday.
OK, Jaleesa, thank you. Time to check today's weather now with Amber Leyland. Amber, clear skies to end the long weekend.
And Mark, good evening. Yes, plenty of sunshine about right throughout the day. Winds running fresh at times, but they also eased by the afternoon, so it was lovely in the sun. Tops across the suburbs today generally hovering between 19 to 20 degrees. 21 was the top at Parramatta and Camden, a chilly 14 today out at Katoomba, with most parts of the city's west kept to the single digits early. This run of sunshine is seemingly coming to an end. There's a chance we'll see a few showers arrive across the Sydney Basin this evening. Already we've seen a few falls further north and across the southwest, but showers here are expected on and off right throughout the week. As for what days those falls should be the heaviest, I'll have those details in your 7-day outlook. That's coming up shortly.
See you then, Amber. Thank you. Jai Arrow's leading the way. Next, the former Rabbitoh unites the codes to fight MND at the Big Freeze.
A new clue in the kidnapped murder of Sydney grandfather Chris Bagzarian.
A private jet comes into land and explodes in flames. What went wrong?
Australians from all walks of life honoured in the King's birthday list.
And later, is this the future of travel in Sydney? Electric hydrofoils hit the water.
Seven News, brought to you by Origin.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Tonight, 7 o'clock.
Oh! Are you on camera?
Real love gives you butterflies.
Bit nervous fidgeting, are you?
It can be real messy.
This is going to be the rest of my life, chasing you. Like, I don't want that.
The greatest real love story begins.
Fallen head over boots in love.
Farmer Wants a Wife starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
At Coles, activate bonus value to earn 10 times Flybuys points on participating products. Just activate in the Coles or Flybuys app or website, shop products from these participating brands, and scan your registered Flybuys. Activate bonus value at Coles.
Geely's 4-day sale is on, and it's across our entire EV and super hybrid range. Only from the 11th to the 14th of June can you get an amazing 0.88% comparison rate plus 3 free scheduled services. Hurry, take advantage of this limited time offer. Book your test drive for the all-electric Geely EX5 or the Geely Starray EMI Super Hybrid before time runs out.
Bowel cancer waits for no one. It doesn't care if you're busy. It just continues growing. Bowel cancer takes more lives than breast, prostate or skin cancer. You can have it and have no symptoms. If you're aged 45 to 74, join the millions who've done the test. It's free and easy to do at home. Because if found early, more than 90% of cases can be successfully treated. Bowel cancer waits for no one. Don't wait. Test now. Search free bowel test.
I am so ready for this.
What are you? In Portugal, before we enjoy a meal, our furniture must also wear a bib. Now eat, with reckless abandon. O Porto's delicioso Portuguese crispy burger. This is the Portuguese way.
Angie and Jim have taken up a new hobby and are learning as they go. But for their savings, they prefer certainty, so they opened an IMB Bank term deposit. Know exactly what you'll earn. IMB Bank, right by you.
Try Nivea's Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Duo, the dual-action serum plus new Q10 Daily UV Fluid with pure Q10 and SPF 50. Visibly reduces and helps prevent wrinkles. Try new Nivea Q10 Anti-Wrinkle Duo. Nivea is for skin.
Thinking of an EV? Think MG. Thinking of fast charging, clever tech, impressive range, and electrifying performance? Think MG. See your MG dealer today.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. And I demand CeraVe Moisturising Cream for more hydration and more dryness relief. Get CeraVe for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
Welcome back. Police need help identifying a man as they investigate the kidnapping and murder of Sydney grandfather Chris Bagzarian. The man was seen buying a sledgehammer at a Leppingen hardware store on the 11th of February, 2 days before Mr Bagzarian was snatched from his North Epping home. The 85-year-old's body was later found dumped near a golf course in Pitttown. Several people have already been charged. It was a rare moment of sporting solidarity, the NRL and AFL uniting to support league star Jai Arrow in his fight against motor neuron disease. The 31-year-old today, part of MND fundraiser The Big Freeze, paying special tribute to founder Neil Danaher.
A cross-code coin toss, bringing two football worlds together for one very important cause.
101. Very special moment.
Rapido star Jai Arrow, recently diagnosed with motor neuron disease, invited to kick off the AFL's King's Birthday Clash for the 12th edition of Fight MND's Big Freeze.
Neil's done a great job.
This year's fundraiser also a memorial following the death of founder and MND crusader Neil Danaher just 2 weeks ago following a 13-year battle.
It's a beast of a disease because there's no treatment and there's no cure.
The MCG, a sea of blue beanies, a sellout crowd ready to watch 10 famous faces take on the slippery slide.
We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to play on for Neil.
The highest profile slider ever, Governor-General Sam Mostyn, sliding as Neil Danaher himself.
Nothing will save the Governor-General here.
Sunrise weatherman Sam Mack bringing Bluey to the big freeze.
He can't get up, he's having to backstroke.
Winter Olympics gold medalist Cooper Woods channelled Mick Fanning, with Andy Lee, Mark Howard and Amy Shark all taking the plunge.
I'm so honoured to be a part of this.
Encouraging us all to play on in the fight against MND.
I've got a fight on my head, but I'm ready to do that for everyone, inspiring, and I'm ready to fight.
Taylor Aiken, 7 News.
A private jet has exploded on a runway in the Dominican Republic. The pilot had radioed in to report technical difficulties and was attempting an emergency landing at La Romana International Airport. The plane began skidding violently before flames erupted, and within seconds it was engulfed. 2 people on board were killed.
More than 1 million people filled the streets of Madrid for a glimpse of Pope Leo. The pontiff led Mass on day 2 of his visit to Spain, calling for a renewal of the Catholic faith and urging Spaniards not to look at religion as a museum of the past. He also attended a conference packed with representatives from the arts scene, with Spanish actor Antonio Banderas delivering the closing address.
A car on its roof at the end of a wild ride in our west. Next, what police say its driver was doing before flipping out.
Migration in sharp focus, but would tighter restrictions do Australia more harm than good?
Hope in the search for Mary, the little lost devil who has the Gold Coast in a spin.
More than a fresh coat of paint, the planned makeover for Westfield Bondi Junction.
On the bright side, there's romance brewing at the RSPCA.
And in Sport Blues coach Laurie Daly opts for faces old and new to get the job done in Game 2.
I was just wondering what a transfer would be like.
You would have to start at the very bottom again.
Tonight, 9 o'clock, exclusive to 7 and 7 Plus, The Rookie goes global.
Oh, what's Channel 7? Nolan told me to turn it on.
Today is why we wear the uniform.
International sting.
Mayday, we're going down.
I'll do my best.
Don't do your best. Do my best.
New The Rookie, tonight, 9 o'clock, exclusive to 7 and 7 Plus.
The Kia dealer end of financial year sale is here, featuring a $1,000 deposit contribution across the entire range. Explore Kia's fully electric, hybrid, petrol and turbo diesel models. Enjoy exceptional value like the Sportage Hybrid from $44,490 drive away. Or step into the Kia K4 from just $33,490 drive away. It all wraps up June 30.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Health insurance costs causing blood pressure to soar, yet some still not comparing.
Sir, why not take pressure down by switching and saving? Comparison is best medicine.
It pays to compare.
Simples.
If you're not looking for a radio show, then this might be the show for you. We're about the small things that bring us together. Join us on the bright side of the dial.
The Christian O'Connell Show, new to Sydney Breakfast on Gold 101.7.
Get into the Good Guys for a massive kitchen sale. Get this Westinghouse dishwasher $5.49, this Haier oven $6.99, this Hisense dishwasher $9.99, plus this Technica cooker $1,799. Massive kitchen sale only at the Good Guys.
Geely's 4-day sale is on, and it's across our entire EV and super hybrid range. Only from the 11th to the 14th of June can you get an amazing 0.88% comparison rate plus 3 free scheduled services. Hurry, take advantage of this limited time offer. Book your test drive for the all-electric Geely EX5 or the Geely Starray EMI Super Hybrid before time runs out.
Meet Jenna the Captain with no time for fevers and fuss. Thankfully, Panadol Children now has a new formula with an improved taste that is easy to swallow and can start to reduce fever in 15 minutes. Relief without the fuss. That's one for Panadol.
Welcome back. A young driver had a night he'd rather forget. Flipping his car at Canley Heights, the sedan ended up on its roof, but the 23-year-old driver escaped serious injury. Police say he blew almost 3 times the legal blood alcohol limit. He was charged and will face court. It's a very divisive debate, the controversial calls surrounding migration, with some questioning the impact on our society and the economy.
But as calls intensify for cuts to our migrant intake, experts warn it could come at a cost that we can't afford.
Migration helped build our modern nation. Now, a building debate